In terms of what Israel's response will be, of course, there must be consequences for Iran for this attack. We've made clear that there must be consequences. I'm not going to get into what those consequences are today, but there are things on which we will be coordinating with our Israeli counterparts. And I think in the immediate aftermath of this attack, we are going to coordinate with them on what any response might be. I think it's important that we are able to defeat this attack through successful work with Israel and with our partners, and we will work with them on what a response might look like, but I'm not at the position just 2.5 hours after this event occurred to offer what that might look like today.
So the reckless action by the US and its unconditional support for Israeli war crimes has pushed the Middle East into what appears to be a full-fledged war. This was after Iran fired over 100 ballistic missiles aimed at Israel, and this happened just a while ago. Whilst Israel says its Iron Dome destroyed a lot of those ballistic missiles, videos shared on social media paint a different picture. You can watch these videos on our Telegram channel. Details are on the screen right now. Can't take the risk of angering YouTube management once again. These days, they tend to take dim view of anything and everything, and something that doesn't even exist. I want to share something stunning that has happened yesterday. YouTube has terminated my personal channel, Rifat Jawaid, on the pretext of something which is laughable. Some of you may have visited my personal channel or even subscribed to it. You may have seen my videos on farming and other family outings. But YouTube, in their wisdom, decided to delete my channel, accusing me of spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy, violating scams policy. Mind you, this was a channel with just 281 subscribers. It's quite laughable. Just 281 subscribers, and it wasn't even eligible for monetization. So I wasn't even earning a single penny from it. But YouTube said that this channel was violating spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. Absolutely astonishing. YouTube being YouTube, they don't give you any evidence to substantiate their allegations. Of course, I have appealed and still I am waiting for their decision. But this is quite scary indeed. I've never said that, but I want to use this opportunity to ask if there are any UK or US based lawyers here who can help me. I'll be very, very grateful for your help. I will also welcome suggestions from you people here on the future direction of travel for this channel and its journalism. Meanwhile, please do not stop supporting our journalism on buymecoffee.com, Patreon, and even PayPal. Details are there in the description. Coming back to tonight's Iranian retaliatory attack. Iran's retaliatory attacks have come hours after Russian PM Mikhail Mishustin arrived in Tehran to meet the Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. There were also reports of even Vladimir Putin calling the Iranian supreme leader last night to speak to him. To understand why Iran has retaliated, you have to go back to 31st of July, when Israel sensationally crossed every limit and attacked Tehran, the capital of a sovereign nation, unprovoked, to kill Hamas negotiator Ismail Haniyeh. Now, Haniyeh, a moderate Hamas leader, was involved in the negotiation to ensure the release of over 100 Israeli hostages. But Israeli war criminals chose to kill him by breaking international law and sovereignty. America remained a mute spectator, and instead, the country warned Iran to not retaliate. Emboldened by no action for its terrorism, Israel continued to run riot and attacked another sovereign nation, this time Lebanon, by dropping US-provided bunker-buster 2,000-pound bombs on densely populated neighborhood of Beirut in Lebanon. Israel killed Hezbollah leadership, including Hassan Nasrallah, the group's founder, as well as an Iranian general, as reported by several media outlets. And on Monday, Israel illegally invaded Lebanon with its terrorists through the land route. And all this while, the chief sponsor of Israeli terrorism, the US, did not say a word of criticism for Israel. Israel then dropped lethal bombs on civilian targets in Yemen. Its terrorist act was widely celebrated by the supporters of genocide. Iran's missile attack on Israel left the settlers extremely terrified in Jerusalem and even in Tel Aviv as they took refuge in bunkers. This was coincided by a shootout in Tel Aviv where at least 8 to 10 Israelis are reported to have been killed. There was a similar attack inside a hotel near Tel Aviv. Iran's Revolutionary Guard, also known as the IRGC, tweeted a verse from Holy Quran's chapter 32 which reads, Inna min al-mujrimina muntaqimun, which means we will surely inflict punishment upon the wicked. Houthis have yet to react, but a pro-Iranian group in Iraq has warned that US bases in Iraq will be targeted if Washington decides to support Israel in attacking Iran. In a statement on Telegram, the Iraqi Resistance Coordination Committee said that the bases would be targeted also if the US uses Iraqi airspace to respond to Iran's launching of missiles into Israel. A statement read, and I quote, if the Americans intervene in any hostile action against the Islamic Republic or if the Zionist enemy uses Iraqi airspace to carry out any bombing operations on its territory, then all American bases and interests in Iraq and the region will be our target. End of quote. In the region, many people are interpreting that this group can also attack UAE targets in Abu Dhabi, given the UAE's support for Israel in the past. War is ugly and it should never happen. But the rogue regime of the US and the West thrive in setting countries on fire to fulfill their own political goals. They've destroyed the region in the past, killed over 1 million people in Iraq alone. Now they are hell-bent on setting the entire region on fire once again. My question is to US soldiers, when would you rebel and say this is not your war? This should not be in your name. Haven't you learned anything from Iraq? Why are you risking your lives to fulfill the dirty agenda of these corrupt politicians? And how has the State Department reacted? State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller had just reacted saying that Iran will face consequences and Israel has the right to defend. Can you see the audacity? Israel has the right to defend, but Iran doesn't have the right to defend. Palestinians don't have a right to defend. Lebanon doesn't have a right to defend, even when Israeli terrorists invade their land through the land route.
In terms of what Israel's response will be, of course, there must be consequences for Iran for this attack. We've made clear that there must be consequences. I'm not going to get into what those consequences are today, but there are things on which we will be coordinating with our Israeli counterparts. And I think in the immediate aftermath of this attack, we are going to coordinate with them on what any response might be. I think it's important that we are able to defeat this attack through successful work with Israel and with our partners, and we will work with them on what a response might look like, but I'm not at the position just 2.5 hours after this event occurred to offer what that might look like today.
And then you ask, why is the region on fire? Can you not see the hypocrisy? Can you not see the double standard? Can you not see the dirty design? This is for US soldiers because they are risking your lives. They will be in the comfort of White House and the State Department. You will be on the ground. You have family, you have children. Doesn't it occur to you that they are forcing you to fight an illegal war? For how long will you keep quiet? Should you not be honest to your children? Do you not owe to your children, to your family? Enough is enough. You cannot take part in any illegal war to fulfill the nefarious goal of these rogue politicians of your country. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this journalism on buymecoffee.com and Patreon. If you do think that this journalism needs supporting, then you too consider becoming part of it. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.